I'm Hannibal. Do you want to know about a film but can't be bothered to watch it? Well, this week we're looking at Minions! No time to watch! Synopsis. Minions have been around since the dawn of time. They don't seem to age or die. Like Twinkies! And their point to existing seems to be to serve history's most villainous masters. Consensual slavery? They work for, then kill, a T-Rex. This is a children's film. Murder a caveman. This is a children's film. Slaughter a pharaoh. This is a children's film. Slay Dracula. This is a children's film. And blast Napoleon into the abyss. Maybe Minions are secret superheroes and they're trying to kill all the bad guys? They withdraw from the world and build an icy kingdom in a cave. Where does the light come from? We jump to 1968. Can't have them working for Hitler now, can we? The lack of a villainous master has sapped their will to live. Existential crisis. So one minion, Kevin, decides to go and find a new master for the tribe. That sounds like a plot. He takes guitar-loving Stuart, it's the 60s! And the overly enthusiastic Bob with him. Childminding, and oh yeah, what happened to the voiceover? The three of them arrive in New York and accidentally learn about VillainCon, where the villains of the world gather. Coincidence. They hitchhike to Orlando with a family who also happens to be villains. Coincidence. And also happen to be going to the same place and know how to get in. Coincidence. And who also, hey look, CJ from the West Wing is in this film! And arrive at VillainCon. They meet the world's most famous villain, Miss Congeniality, and become her henchmen kind of by accident. Of course they do. Meanwhile, the rest of the tribe find a new boss in a Yeti. This reminds me of a better Pixar film. And kill it. Is this a children's film? Get driven out of their home by other angry Yetis, and try to find England as directed by a phone call from Kevin. How do they get phone reception in a cave in 1968? Miss Congeniality tells them to steal the crown jewels for her, or she'll kill them. Couldn't she have easily done that herself? The trio get some gadgets from Miss Congeniality's husband, Don Draper, and they see a mystery experiment in the lab. I bet that doesn't come back later. Then they are somehow inside the Tower of London. Wow, 60s times had great security! The crown is being delivered to the Queen, so they steal it from her carriage and a high-speed chase ensues. Couldn't they have just waited until the crown got put back and then steal it? Bob crashes into the Sword in the Stone and pulled out Excalibur. This reminds me of a better Disney film. And then becomes the new king. Because that's how royal succession works. Miss Congeniality thinks they've all betrayed her and threatens to kill them in Buckingham Palace. Wow, she breaks in easy. You could almost say she could have done this years ago herself, rendering this whole plot nonsense. Bob abdicates so Miss Congeniality can be queen. Because that's how royal succession works. But doesn't forgive the minions and locks them in a dungeon. Villainous gratitude. They somehow escape. I mean, the minions must have worked for Houdini at some point. Interrupt the coronation by accident. Forced plot or coincidence or something. Miss Congeniality and a whole load of villains chase after them. What? Oh no. More plot stuff. We see CJ again briefly. I love the West Wing! Stu and Bob are captured and Miss Congeniality threatens to execute them unless Kevin gives himself up. Can minions even be killed? If not, this is a pretty stupid ultimatum. Kevin breaks into Don Draper's lab, being chased by all the villains, and accidentally triggers the secret experiment. Secret experiment! That makes him 50 foot tall. Attack of the 50-foot minion. Kevin arrives just in time to save Stu and Bob. Coincidence. Miss Congeniality, who's flying around in an armoured dress with a grenade launcher, yeah, that sounds about right, is distracted by the arrival of the other minions. I don't care. They fight, and nobody is hurt or in any real peril at any point. She fires missiles at Kevin, who swallows them to save the others. This reminds me of a better Brad Bird film. Miss Congeniality and Don Draper try to fly away, but Kevin holds on to them until the missiles explode, killing them all. This is a children's film. Kevin shrinks back down to his original size. Science! Wait, how come his trousers are still big, but his underwear turned small? Guess minions can't be killed. Elizabeth is crowned queen again and gives them all some gifts. Even though they cause this whole mess. This reminds me of a better Star Wars film. Miss Congeniality and Don Draper reappear. They survived? Oh wait, this is a kids film! Yeah! And so that missile killed no one. and steals the crown only to be frozen by a child Gru. This reminds me of a better franchise film. Who steals the crown from them, and everybody just watches? The minions chase after Gru. Oh hey, now that Gru is in this film, maybe something good is gonna happen! And they all live happily ever after. Pros. They had a very good soundtrack budget and used it well. They had very little toilet humour for this kind of film. Nostalgia for 60s culture made this film a bit more bearable. Cons. The plot was a meandering struggle to fill 90 minutes. Most of the humour was predictable and lazy. It wastes a lot of big-name voices in favour for nothing. End thoughts. This could have been good if one strong plot point was chosen instead of the scattershot structure we got, which left us with a handful of secondary and main characters all equally underdeveloped and forgettable. Evaluation. This film is in 3D! Dance off! Woo!